Do you guys believe in male privilege? Or do you, or maybe perhaps a better question is, do you think overall men are more privileged than are women? Go ahead.
I don't want to start anything. I feel like...
Do it. Start it.
Yes.
Start it.
I feel like yes. When it comes to sports, when it comes to employment, wage, everything to do with that. Okay, maybe not everything. Okay.
Okay. What do you mean by sports?
But definitely sports. Like in terms of like WNBA and NBA, everybody chooses to watch NBA. Yes.
What?
Because WNBA is boring. I get it, but still, they should be paid the same amount. I feel like training is hard.
Okay, so you think the WNBA should be paid the same amount as the NBA?
I feel like
the players.
I feel like not the same, just because.
What you just said?
Well,
hold on, you just said
not the same, but definitely more for sure.
They should be paid more.
Yes.
Okay, I want to go around the table really quick on that specific thing. Yes or no? Do you think the WNBA, the Women's National Basketball Association, should be paid the same as the NBA, the men's league?
I don't watch that a lot, but
yes, just yes or no.
No.
Hensley?
No. I did with my dad, but that's it.
You'd what?
Like once.
No. Do you think that the WNBA should be paid the same as the NBA?
Yeah.
So the women's team compared to the men's teams?
Yeah, why not?
Okay, I'll get into that, but go ahead.
No.
Kitty?
I do know that the NBA obviously brings in more revenue, and so it does make sense that they're getting paid more, but I do think that the gap is way too big. So I do think that when the WNBA should be paid more, maybe not equal, depending on how much money they're bringing in.
Like, I've seen these women train.
Okay, I want to ask one question before I let the guys chime in on this. I want you to name one WNBA player.
Haley Jones.
None.
Nobody?
It's probably a Michelle.
I don't even know Haley Jones.
Yeah.
Okay, besides the one that's in fucking Russia.
Yeah.
Okay, so your guys' answers, do you guys think that the WNBA, the women players should be paid as much as the men?
No, just because, like she said, the NBA brings in more revenue just based on like watch time and the level. I mean, like the size of the events they put on and everything like that. But yeah.
I would say no, just like Majestic stated. It's like all about revenue. It's like who's watching. You can't really pay people multi-million-dollar contracts if that revenue's not coming in. Mm-hmm. And Sue Bird, that's the only one I know, Sue Bird.
But can I add something? It's also like a cycle of, obviously you're not going to bring in more money if people aren't watching. Like it's kind of like you're just trapped. I don't know how we would even get out, or they would get out of that.
I think at that point it goes to the entertainment. Like the NBA, it's like you can see a dunk how many times over and over again in the NBA. And I think, like, I'm not even trying to bring it here, but like I think there's less than like 20 recorded dunks in the WNBA. So it's like, if you go to see one movie that's super boring versus everyone goes to see the movie that's popular, that's, you know, it's got a lot of reviews, it's like kind of that type of thing where it's like, I feel like the level of play might need to be brought up in the WNBA. Maybe, you know, same thing as the NBA. And like the NBA is changing, just like the NBA nowadays is not played like the NBA of the 80s or the, you know, the 70s. You know, you have athletes who are way bigger who are playing at the same level as the skill guys were playing. So I think that's another thing that's going to have to, you know, come along, is like maybe the skill level, or not just skill level, but just the entertainment aspect of it. Maybe they got to play faster, quicker, just like every other sport. Everyone wants to see quicker and faster and bigger. I don't know.
Did you want to respond to him, or?
Like in terms of like refs too, like there's more women like refs now, and then people like on the board like actually speaking. So it's really cool to see like females, really, I don't know, coming into like that employment and like that space, which is normally like very male based. Same with football as well. So,
okay, so I mean, the fact of the matter is that the NBA subsidizes the WNBA. There's nothing preventing women from going to the games, buying the jerseys, watching the WNBA when it's televised. The fact of the matter is it's just not as entertaining as the NBA. And they're just if I'm going to get called sexist, but the fact of the matter is that there's a male physical advantage. It's sorry guys, we have a motorcycle passing by. So men can jump higher, men can run faster. So I suspect it's more exciting to watch the NBA. I don't really watch it, but there's not a demand for the WNBA. And the fact of the matter is the NBA is subsidizing. The WNBA operates at a loss. So, I mean, how far can we take this argument, though? Should we be subsidizing male strippers? Because I don't think there's any male strippers out there, really. So what about male models? Their opportunity to make money is dwarfed by the money that male or women models make, and there's all kinds of discrepancies. I mean, and it's interesting though that you bring in that there should be more women on the boards of these companies. Well, you don't often hear women saying that there should be more iron workers. I don't know if you guys know what iron workers are, but they're basically the men that scale the skyscrapers and build the buildings. I think it's about 98% of men in those jobs. You don't often hear people saying we need more women in undesirable jobs. You guys just want the comfortable, air-conditioned office jobs. Okay, I think I've thoroughly triggered everyone. Okay, so I don't know how we got onto the WNBA. What was the initial question?
It was male privilege or something like that.
Oh, we were talking about male privilege. Okay, we'll go around.
I think it exists in some level, but overall, no. Because I think, like, male do, like, have to go through a lot of difficulties that, for example, like, support the family and stuff to try to, like, satisfy what, like, women and society want them to do. So I think that definitely is, like, harder. Yeah.
Ensley? I know you're dying to get in on this.
Not really. I think it kind of equals out on both sides, you know, like there are certain privileges that men get that women don't have, but it also goes vice versa, you know, like women do have a certain extent that they get in the world, just like with our charm and our femininity, and that's something men don't have. But there are other privileges like men's physique and physical, like having testosterone. That is going to get you probably a security job over me, you know, like it weighs out pretty equally on both sides, but it just is in different places.
Yeah.
Natasha?
I agree with Hensley.
I also agree with her too. Likewise.
Yeah, very well said. I agree. Both have privileges.
Yeah, same thing. I'd say we both have like certain privileges, but I'd say they weigh out and make it equal.
I would say like male privilege. I think my personal experience, like just life, I think that like the more male expectations than outweigh any privilege that's ever been had with a male, because I feel like everything that happens as a man is expected, or if you don't do anything that you're supposed to do, it's like you're supposed to be shamed for that. I feel when it comes to male privilege, I can't really think of, like in the workplace, I feel like there's a lot of male privilege, especially in the sports and entertainment world. When it comes to like money, I know they're starting to work to kind of equal that out, but you know, men are expected to pay for dates and, you know, just raising a family, and I get that. It's not like saying it's a bad thing. Like as a man, I feel like that's part of your nature, is to kind of lead, you know, at some point in your life. But I think male privilege, I think certain aspects, like everyone has said, in life is where that's at.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of reject the concept of broad privilege for both. I don't think you can be, just because you're male, I don't think that puts you necessarily in a privileged position over all women. I mean, the 5-year-old boy who has terminal cancer and is going to die in 3 months, him being a male there's no benefit that he is reaping. So I mean, I think there are far better privileges one can have, like having two-parent privilege, or being born into an incredibly wealthy family privilege, or being able-bodied privilege. I think these far surpass any of the female or male privileges. So, anyways, I don't want to stick too long onto that, but I do want to, let's just do some super chat.